Hello, everyone. You see a lawyer on stage that is not going to talk about law today. But what I'm talking today is access to law. As you can imagine, the Web3 space, and that is nothing different from any other space you are active in, needs attorneys, and I will talk how a chat among friends will develop from a simple idea and a Q&A session to something that will eventually develop into a Web3 startup. Welcome to WEB3LEX, the use case you may not have expected. This all started with a chat between Manuel Ovono, who is the co-founder of WEB3LEX, and me over LinkedIn. We found out that there is a lack of information about legal quality advice in Web3 space. We thought there is a lot of misconceptions, and it's difficult for people to find the right attorneys to talk to. So what we thought is, why not give it a try and connect the people who have legal questions with legal information, and best of all, with legal people who have experience in giving the right answers. So we started a Q&A session on LinkedIn. We invited people to post their questions under our comments and under our posts, and we selected those for which we wanted to give answers, and then see if we can take it any further. The feedback justified that we pick this up and develop it further. The motivation, and I will get to that in a second, has been there to create a resource. And the reason why we wanted to create that resource was the feedback that we received. The feedback was not only, hey, it's cool that you're doing Q&A sessions, but I am scared to death. Am I going to jail? Does my compliance department have me fired if I do this project without them? Will I eventually have to pay taxes on my crypto assets? And things like that. So people who are scared need answers, and we were there to take up that task and work on their answers. During that period, the most frequent question that we received was, which law applies? Which law applies is obviously a question that for an attorney is a good starting point, because it means, is it me that can give the answer? Is it anyone from my country and my jurisdiction who can give the answer? And these are the very first things that we have to solve as attorneys when we start. Who is the right person to talk to? Where is this person from? And what is their discipline? So we wanted to create a resource where we service the Web3 community, so they are basically our clients, the users. At the same time, we wanted to find a network and create a network of attorneys and of tax experts who could find a spot, a safe spot on the platform where we could connect them with their audience. And it was very important for us to find these national attachment points, since there is no national, international Web3. There are no treaties, and it's not even harmonized to a big extent. So if you identify some of the legal problems, you first go about the jurisdictions, but then you will end up figuring out that there is not one attorney who can answer all the questions, because it's a set of different disciplines. It's disciplines like property law, contract law, security law, IP, and so on and so forth. And if you want to combine that, we think we can take that maybe into a database and into a platform. So we developed a beta version, which we put online in June last year. And the beta version consisted of a website where we curated a catalog of about 130 to 150 questions for NFTs, non-fungible tokens. So questions such as, who owns the intellectual property of the asset? When I sell my NFT, do I have to pay taxes? Do I need a banking license if I launch my project? So these different categories that you saw before are replaced by questions and answers that we published here on the website. The beta version just really got an update once we partnered with Mutabor. Mutabor is a very famous branding and communication agency over there. We'll hear more from them later. So when we partnered with them, we took the UX and the UI to a completely new level, but also wanted to showcase that we're not only a data platform, but we also have a service where we could play a little bit with the Web3 features and connect the attorneys with their clients in virtual environments. You will see a bit more about that in a second. The interesting part was that the agency thought, you are a weird client, and we are taking this challenge. So we're really interested in helping you guys because you are attorneys and law is boring. We hate you attorneys because you always tell us what we cannot do. But at the same time, we want to get answers for the stuff that we really want to have answers for. We don't want to go to jail, and we know if we have to pay taxes eventually, that we better prepare for that. So this sort of clash of cultures between something boring or traditional and something more innovative and a cool design was the challenge that Mutabor accepted. And as you can see here from some of the visuals as well, they picked that up and they went all in with their ideas. As you can also see here, it's not only something that Mutabor created, but some of the aspects here are from a cooperation that came from the University of Applied Science in Hamburg, who contributed a lot of concepts. Most of these concepts found their way into our final product as well. And since it is Mutabor and they are working with campaigning as well, I'll show you just a little bit, also a glimpse of the campaigning clips that were produced and that we used in social media. So what you could see were the different categories here. So the new website, this was the result of the collaboration, was launched in a new design, very easy to access, very clear for the user experience. You see you have questions or you have categories like NFTs, ENS domains, decentralized autonomous organizations, metaverse, and generative AI. And it is super easy to browse these. And I will just show you a demo because then it's easier for you to understand how the website works. So just imagine you go to the website, this is what it looks like today, and you have questions about NFTs. So you go all the way down and click on NFTs, and the next thing you would do is you see an introduction page for NFT for that category, a brief intro, and then you see some of the subcategories here, legal qualification, taxes, regulatory questions, smart contracts, and so on. We head down to intellectual property, ownership of IP. And the question we want an answer for now is, when you see all the catalog of questions here, we're clicking on when I buy an NFT, do I become the owner of the intellectual property right? And then you see the answer, in this case for Germany. That is Nike who gave the answer from Germany. You get the name credit, and then you can click on all other jurisdictions that we have answers for, and you can compare them directly. So you will see that the law, the national law, in one jurisdiction may be different from the law in another jurisdiction. Well, I understand that you may say, well, that is Web 1. That's not even Web 2. There is no interaction. What we need is Web 3, not only in the name. So we launched an NFT collection ourselves just to show to our clients that we can do it ourselves. If we can do it, a bunch of attorneys, then you can do it as well. If we're not scared to death by launching an NFT collection, well, maybe you should at least not be too, and you shouldn't be either. And you can send your compliance department over and we'll have a chat, or we'll just refer them to our page. Because it's not all that bad. Look at that. We have it sold on our website. So our website offered to buy consultancy vouchers. That is what the NFTs represented. You could buy 25, in this case, in our pilot phase, 25 different consultancy vouchers at predetermined dates for predetermined topics, 15 minutes or 30 minutes. And this is the design that we had. So you can use the NFT. It's basically also a reminder for you to put in the calendar. And that token would allow you to access the virtual environment of our virtual law firm. You will see an example of that later. And what you will see is it opens the door and you have your avatar lawyer sitting in the virtual office, and you can then access with your own avatar and have the chat instead of a Zoom meeting or a real meeting. You can have the virtual meeting. We have something else, and that is a virtual space where we host meetings in a bigger scale. We host conferences and we invite contributors and visitors and users to bigger audiences where we have every month or every 2 months. We have conferences there and we host people. Some figures. October 2023, that is where we stand today. That's where we want to stand. 250 contributors. Right now we're 249, that's why I say it's October. 250 contributors from over 50 countries at this stage. It certainly doesn't mean that we have 50 countries and every answer for every question, and it also doesn't mean that we have more than one person in all the jurisdictions, but it does mean that we're getting a lot of attention. And just be mindful of the fact that these are all experts, proven experts that are all handpicked from us, that have a track record, that have a reputation, and that have cases in Web3 already. And I think it is okay to say that this may very well be one of the 5 biggest law firms, if you take a picture only of that snapshot, specialized in the area of Web3. The user base that we have is very international as well, but that is too much for now. I need to hurry up a little bit because I want to show you something in the end. The concept won us a couple of very prestigious design awards. Among those are the Red Dot Design Award and the Art Director Clubs Award. What is next? We're working on a booking tool to service our main customers, which are the contributors. The contributors who get visibility on our platform, they make the contributions. That's their currency to enter. We will also have an AI-assisted chatbot. So it's WEB3LEX GPT, if you so want, which may be behind a paywall for monetization purposes. And you can interact with the database and the knowledge base in a chat way. We will also have a contributor login, so make it easier for people to update their own contributions. We're not done at all. And you see the last sentence? We're currently working on an investor pitch deck. What started as a bootstrapped idea and a chat among friends will now eventually become a Web3 startup. And for those of you who just woke up because they heard investor pitch deck and are now considering to invest, here is an executive summary of what you can expect.
The concept of decentralized internet offers many opportunities, but there are risks too. Particularly in legal terms, it is literally new territory, bringing up copyright issues, scams, and scandals. What's more, the legal interpretations vary from country to country. A global group of legal experts has now joined forces as a virtual law firm under the name WEB3LEX. First of all, WEB3LEX is a platform where clients find answers. It features the most important legal topics in Web3 and offers free access to knowledge on a global scale. An open wiki page answers specific legal questions and provides contact to international lawyers. But WEB3LEX goes a big step further. You can experience legal consulting straight away in the metaverse, in the first virtual law firm, where counselors can also be engaged with straight away in virtual one-to-one meetings. The contrast between reputable legal counsel and the creative look and feel of Web3 serves as inspiration for the whole cross-media identity. The logo, inspired by a paragraph symbol and the number for Web3, was staged with the aid of AI software and features in all the applications, embedded in a dynamic but straight typographical framework. The communication starts on LinkedIn, where wiki FAQs form the campaign, featuring motives inspired by authentic client questions, leading to the website promoting the access tokens on OpenSea, while the virtual law firm leads everyone to where the legal questions of tomorrow are being discussed, into the metaverse. WEB3LEX, the virtual law firm.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Oliver.